deep into the Appalachian Mountains, where the trees whisper warnings and the shadows move when no one's looking. If you've ever wondered what's out there, keep watching.
Fine, I'll talk about what's in the trees. So here's a crash course of the 3 main things, but a ground rule. We do not say their names. Not verbally and not in the comment section. Respect the indigenous people and respect their lore. Non-negotiable. I'll cover the Windy Boy, Skinwalker, and Rake in this video. Up first is the Windy Boy. Its range is the Appalachian Mountains. It was once human. Born out of insatiable hunger, it turned to cannibalism, which is why it's one of the most dangerous predators. It has an insane amount of hunger and an insane amount of prey drive. If you see it, no you don't. If you hear it, no you don't. It can know your name. It can talk, but it doesn't sound human because it's not anymore. Do not run. Walk. Don't be in the woods after dark. Its range is the Appalachian Mountains up into Canada. It does not exist outside of that region. I trust the indigenous knowledge when they say that. Number 2, flesh runners. Similar to Windy Boys is that they were once human. However, they sold a piece of their soul to flesh run. They shapeshift, taking the skins of animals, other people. They wanted power and they got it. Masters of manipulation, not consumption. Their voices don't sound normal, but they sound pretty darn close. They're more active at night, but some have seen them during the day. They exist in the southwest portion of the United States. Think dry desert areas. Again, don't be alone, don't be out at night. And if someone knocks on your door in the middle of the night, think twice before letting them in. And look closely at people's eyes and hands. That tends to be the dead giveaway. And lastly, the Rake, or what we now call the Rake. Broadly speaking, this is just a humanoid creature. It was never human, but seems to be some kind of other entity or monster. And I found a manuscript that dates to the 1400s that talks about this thing. It just doesn't call it the Rake. They stalk people. They stalk people, watch them sleep, and can even drive people slowly insane. And they can kind of spread like a virus, spreading from one person in a group to another person. Least amount of energy for the most amount of impact. It seems like they don't want to cause a lot of physical damage, but they want mental damage. And from what I have seen, there's not a whole lot you can do to protect yourself. Some people theorize that this is just a supercharged ghost, a beefed up shadow man, so to speak. Others, a demonic entity. We're not entirely sure. A hide behind that no longer hides behind. We don't know its story. We don't know why, we don't know how. But there's consistent enough stories about this that it's concerned to me. They're not interchangeable. They're not the same thing. And there's only so much you can do about them. But I think they're all pretty solid reasons to not look in the trees. To not investigate where it's not needed. To not be alone. To not go out at night. If you hear it, no you don't. If you see it, no you don't. Turn away and walk away.
Bro, it's dark out here, ain't it? What the heck was that? Bro, what is that? Go! Go! Bro, what is that? What is that?
Deep in the night, somewhere off the beaten trail, a scream rips through the silence. Raw, guttural, and inhuman. A group of friends are filming what they thought would be a funny night hike. Instead, they capture something they'll never forget. The flashlight flickers across the trees, then suddenly, movement. Chaos. Panic. The camera shakes. One friend bolts, letting out a scream that sounds more fear than funny. Comments flood in. Was that a skinwalker? Someone asks. Or a Wendigo? Another viewer jokes, that's just my dog. But behind the laughter, there's discomfort. That scream! It got me, one admits. A few point out the eerie sound, something layered beneath the human fear. Was it real? Or did they stumble into the territory of something ancient and hungry? When the trees go quiet, something is coming.
Huh?
It starts as a low rumble. Then it rises. A piercing, guttural scream from somewhere just beyond the tree line. You freeze. No wind, no birds, just silence. And the chilling echo of something that shouldn't exist. You scan the brush, but see nothing. Then you remember the warnings, stories of trees turned upside down, the distant knock of wood against wood, and something massive lurking between the shadows. Veterans of the backcountry whisper of roars like this, heard miles from civilization. People who've lived in the bush, who've felt the eyes watching, they don't question it. Are these screams a territorial warning? from something we're not supposed to find? One hiker swore it wasn't a cat or a bear. He and his wife fled to their truck, pale and shaking, the screams still ringing in their ears. Another said his dog refused to move, tail between its legs. A few brave or foolish souls say they've heard tree knocks, seen upside-down trunks jammed into the soil like warnings. But ask those who've had the experience firsthand, and they'll all say the same thing. Whatever that was, it wasn't human. So the question is, would you stay to find out, or would you run?
The Appalachian Mountains were once part of the mountain range that also included the Scottish Highlands as well as the Atlas of Morocco. Although every part of Appalachia has been explored by humans, there are a lot of parts that people can't reach, so that technically makes it a liminal space. The energy in Appalachia from all the cultures and societies that have lived here over time have accumulated here, and those energies are felt. I think what makes the mountains spooky is the unknown. Isolationism is a big part of Appalachia. There are a lot of different things that other cultures and other races and societies have left here that we are yet to even find. That's just one thing that makes this area a little bit magical, mystical, spooky-ish.
I grew up in rural northeastern Pennsylvania in the Appalachian region, and weird stuff would happen in the house I grew up in all the time. And it wasn't a spooky old house. It was a modular house from the 70s that was kind of put on an old cow pasture, but it was like atop a hill. A swamp was across the street, and forest was all around. So I was around 4 or 5 years old, and it was around Christmas time. I was really bad at keeping my bedroom clean. My mom said, Savannah, pick up all your toys or Santa's not going to bring you any presents. The elves are going to come take your toys and give them to kids who will care about them. And I'm like, oh no, that's never going to happen to me. I don't want to clean my bedroom. We went Christmas shopping and came home. It was like a long day. And I remember my mom was giving my brother a bath. And I went to go into my room to mess around with my toys. And I usually would push the door all the way open to the doorstop. So I remember trying to push the door all the way open, but it got stuck on something. And I was like, what's behind my door? So I went to peek around the door, and to my shock, there was a tiny man. It sounds crazy. So the best way I can describe it is it reminds me of like an elf, but like a nightmare fuel kind of elf. As a 4 or 5 year old, like you would think I would imagine an elf to be, like a cute Santa's helper elf. This thing had the skin that most resembled a tomato. It had very shiny, tight, red skin and a big nose. And I think it was wearing clothing that was very red. I don't think it was naked, but I think it had clothing on that was red. It was just the whole thing from head to toe was red. And I remember looking at it and like being terrified. And it looked at me and it was like, I remember it made a noise that was like, and then I'm like, Mom! So I ran to the bathroom where my mom was giving my brother a bath, and I'm like, oh my God, Mom, there's an elf in my bedroom. It's gonna eat me. I'm scared. And my mom was like, no, you're just thinking about the elves that we were telling you about that were gonna take your toys. Like, it's your imagination. But I was like frantic. I'm like, no, girl, like there is an elf behind my door, and it is not a normal elf. Eventually, I got my mom. After she gave my brother a bath and took her time, I got her to come into my room and look behind the door. And of course, nothing was there. I remember this so vividly. And I was not a kid who I knew the difference between make-believe and real. And this was like, to this day, I swear to God, I saw this thing. Now, weird stuff would happen all the time in the house I grew up in. Like, my dad always chalked it up to electrical issues, but how do you explain a vacuum cleaner turning on completely by itself without any plug? Like, it was not plugged into the wall. Didn't have batteries. Didn't even use batteries. Just turned on. Like, vacuum cleaners in our house would turn on all of the time. And you would hear sometimes footsteps running up and down the hallway. And this house was it was a ranch, modular ranch house. So it had like one long hallway, and you would just hear pitter patters of little feet running up and down the hallway all the time. Weird stuff would happen in this house all the time. But anyway, that is the story of the elf. So I posted this a few years ago, And a few of the people that watched that video commented that that sounds exactly like a duende, which hopefully I'm saying it right. I didn't hear about that until then, but after doing a little bit of digging, checks out. They're kind of like mischievous spirits in the forest that like to mess with kids. But yeah, that was the only time I saw it. But like weird stuff would happen all the time.
Monsters of the Appalachian Mountains.
I don't know if I can get it. Oh my god, dude. Hi. I'm not here to hurt you, and I don't think you're here to hurt me. I think we're a little fascinated with each other. What are you doing? Wait, come back. How tall are you? Oh my god.
That thing was not human. The video I want you to check out today gave me the goosebumps because it's coming out of the Appalachian Mountains, and I grew up in the Appalachian Mountains. And growing up, there were so many stories that the people that lived there that were much older than me would tell you to keep the kids out of the woods. Like there were mimics, or there were shapeshifters, or there were wild animals. So seeing this video today that I want all of you to see literally gave me goosebumps. Some quick context. A couple was out in the woods. They heard some really weird noises. You pull out your phone to record, and they captured this. And, well, just take a look. That is not a normal eye placement for a mountain lion. The reason this video gives me the chills is because I grew up in those mountains, and I remember some really weird stuff going on in my childhood. So it doesn't surprise me that this could actually be a shapeshifter or a mimic, because they claim that the entire car was surrounded by these glowing eyes and also scratching on the car. And unless mountain lions, pumas, or cougars completely change their entire behavior patterns and are no longer solitude-like creatures, then I don't know what to tell you.
In 1890, the first reporting of the Cherokee death cat, or the wampus cat, was reported in Iredell County, North Carolina. Now, this creature is said to be at least 6 foot tall, weighing over 500 pounds. It has red glowing eyes, huge fangs with elongated claws that are known to tear apart its victims. The screams of this creature can be heard throughout the hills and mountains of Appalachia, in East Tennessee, and in North Carolina. One Cherokee legend states that the creature is the embodiment of a female onlooker who hid underneath a wildcat's pelt during a sacred Native American ceremony and was cursed to roam the hills of Appalachia. Many claim that this creature is evil and is forced to roam the mountains forever. Others claim that the creature is a protector of the mountains of Appalachia and the sacred lands of the Native American people.
This happened to them when they were about 16 years old in 2010. They said it was just a regular day like any other, and around evening time after dinner, their mom asked them to drive their brother to a friend's house. It was about 10 minutes away. So they agreed, drove him there, and then headed straight back home. Now, they say, mind you, this is a road that they have driven down for years and years, many, many times. And nothing strange has ever happened like this. So they're on a straightaway, and they're about to go down a steep hill, and then they see it. She describes it as a creature with pale, ashy gray skin, long limbs, 7 or 8 feet tall with red glowing eyes. Why? They are absolutely terrified, and they pass by and then slow down on their brakes and check in the rearview mirror to see if it's still there, just to make sure their eyes aren't playing tricks on them. And yeah, it's still standing there. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. They said that you could see through it. They said it looked the same going towards it and then looking back at it through the rearview mirror. Some stories I hear, it's like 1 second it's there and then the next it's gone. It's like, is this thing fading in and out of existence? Is it from an alternate timeline?
Thanks for watching. If these Appalachian woods gave you chills, make sure to subscribe. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, question everything, and don't follow the sounds in the dark.